In this bulletin, COVID-19 infections remain in triple digits. Fiji's test positivity nears WHO threshold. And no extended lockdown across Viti Levu. Fiji has recorded 279 new infections of COVID-19 in the 24-hour period ending at 8 a.m. yesterday, marking its highest single-day count since the start of the outbreak. Permanent Secretary for Health, Dr. James Fong, says this is a new daily record, and out of these cases, 46 are from existing containment zones or quarantine facilities in Nadi. 22 of these are from Nawachikuma, 8 are from Tremline, and 16 are close contacts in quarantine facilities. All 279 of these new patients are currently in isolation at home or in a facility.
The remaining 233 cases are from the Lami Nursery Containment Zone, 196 of which are from existing areas of concern. That means they are either from known clusters or they have potential link to an existing case.
The ministry has also recorded 4 deaths. The first 2 deaths announced on Tuesday were under investigation has now been confirmed as COVID-19 deaths. Another death recorded yesterday is COVID-19 related, while the 4 are under investigation. The ministry currently has 9 other patients admitted at the CWM hospital who are severe cases of COVID-19. Fiji is 0.1% away from the World Health Organization threshold of 5% of the national 7-day average daily test positivity. A 5% threshold indicates widespread community transmission. Head of Health Protection, Dr. Alicia Sahukan, says 7-day average daily test positivity continues an upward trend and currently stands at 4.9% as more positive cases have been recorded. 135,520 samples have been tested since this outbreak started in April this year.
And in total, since we started testing last year, 178,381 samples have been tested. 2,759 tests have been reported for June the 21st, and our national 7-day daily testing average is 2,939 tests per day, or 3.3 tests per 1,000 population, which is still a very high level of testing.
There will be no extended lockdown across Viti Levu despite triple-digit infections on an almost daily basis. Health officials managing Fiji's response to the second wave say this measure will not help if people refuse to adopt COVID-safe measures and make it a way of life. Permanent Secretary Dr. James Fong says their mandate is to implement targeted lockdowns in communities with positive cases. Dr. Fong adds that instead of calling for lockdowns, all Fijians need to make COVID-safe measures a way of life.
That's a broader scale discussion that requires beyond Ministry of Health discussion. What I'll say is that we continue to escalate our mitigation measures. We will continue to concentrate on issuing measures that will reduce the worst impact of the disease. And that's as far as we can go as a group of medical professionals in this fight.
45% of Fiji's target population, which is equivalent to 261,151 people, have received their first dose of the COVID-19 AstraZeneca vaccine. The Health Ministry says 5% of our target population, which is 27,654 Fijians, have received their second dose of the vaccine and are now fully vaccinated. Head of Health Protection, Dr. Alicia Sahukan, stressed last night that the COVID-19 virus is deadly and has urged Fijians not to let anyone mislead them into thinking otherwise. Dr. Sahukan says that a COVID-19 vaccine has been reserved for every Fijian, adding that the vaccine is safe and highly effective in protecting against severe disease and death and dramatically reducing infections and hospitalizations.
We know that the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine works very well to prevent severe disease from the very variant that is affecting us right now, the Delta variant. We have clear evidence on this from the United Kingdom, where they have found that this vaccine is 92% effective against severe disease from the Delta variant.
To date, a total of 37,264 food ration, grocery and essential item packs have been distributed by the government to families living in targeted lockdown areas. Currently, there are 152 households in home isolation in different areas in Nandi. 173 packs are planned to be distributed to these households tomorrow, as there are 21 households with more than 6 members who will be provided with 2 food ration packs. 514 grocery and essential item packs were delivered to Ngoye yesterday for distribution today. The Ministry of Economy data entry team with police and the Ministry of Health are currently in Ngoye undertaking electronic registration of household information and their needs. This data will be used for the distribution of groceries and essential items. And our latest COVID-19 update. There were 279 new cases in the 24-hour period ending at 8 yesterday morning. The Ministry of Health has recorded a number of new infections in the Nandi area as well as the Lami-Nausori zone. Fiji has recorded 2,479 cases since April. There are now 1,892 active cases in isolation with 636 recoveries in total. The COVID-19 death toll stands at 11. It was a strong sign-off for Spain after handing a 5-0 thrashing to Slovakia earlier this morning in the UEFA Euro 2020 Championship. Spain now takes second place with 5 points after Sweden, who have topped Group E table with 7 points. Meanwhile, Sweden defeated Poland 3-2 in the second Euro 2020 match this morning. Portugal forward Cristiano Ronaldo equaled the all-time international goal-scoring record as his side drew 2-2 with France to qualify for the last 16 of Euro 2020. Germany came from behind to knock Hungary out of the tournament earlier this morning with a 2-2 draw in the Euro 2020 Championship. They had led 1-0 at halftime, but their joy was short-lived in the second half when Germany came out firing. All Blacks players and staff flew out of Wellington yesterday to join the squad in Auckland. Among them is a refreshed veteran who spent the last season in Japan. Cloudy periods with afternoon or evening showers and isolated thunderstorms over most places. Isolated heavy falls likely and cool at night. That's FBC News Now. Join us for our 1-hour major bulletin at 7 p.m. and be sure to download the FBC app to access the latest in news, sports, and live radio broadcasts from any of our 6 FBC radio stations. Stay safe and good afternoon.